JUNGKOOK speaks up. Her confession about Lisa makes ARMY and Blink excited. The atmosphere of the entertainment world suddenly turned hot when an unexpected confession emerged from a figure who has been known to be very careful in speaking. JUNGKOOK, a global idol who has been showing himself more often through works and actions on stage, suddenly became the center of attention because of one unexpected moment. Not because of the achievement, not because of the stunning stage performance, but because of a statement that immediately shook the two biggest fandoms in the world, ARMY and Blink. It all started from a casual interview that initially felt ordinary. No one thought that light conversation would turn into something much bigger. JUNGKOOK, with his signature style that is calm but full of meaning, answers various questions about his career journey, the pressure as a global artist, to his views on the current music industry. However, when the topic turned to the relationship between idols and behind-the-scenes interaction, the atmosphere began to feel different. In one moment that has now been widely spread on various social media platforms, JUNGKOOK mentioned Lisa's name, a name that immediately sparked the curiosity of millions of people. Not only because of Lisa's incredible popularity, but also because all this time the interaction between the two big worlds, represented by the two of them, has always been a sensitive topic that is rarely touched on openly. JUNGKOOK doesn't talk long. That's exactly what makes everything feel more intense. With an expression that looked serious but honest, he gave a statement which was then interpreted in various ways by the fans. He implied admiration, appreciated hard work, and admitted something that may have only been speculation among fans. The sentence is simple, but the impact is extraordinary. In a matter of minutes, the video clip spread like a fire that engulfed the dry meadow. Social media is filled with various reactions. Some are surprised, some don't believe it, some feel that they finally got an answer from the long speculation that has been circulating so far. ARMY and Blink, two fandoms that are known to be very loyal and vocal, are immediately involved in a massive discussion. Some fans feel happy to see the recognition that is considered as a form of sincere appreciation between artists. They see it as proof that behind the industry competition, there is a strong sense of mutual respect. But on the other hand, not a few feel confused and even anxious. They wonder, will this trigger new rumors? Will this be misunderstood by the public? What makes the situation even more interesting is how JUNGKOOK conveys it. There is no fake impression, no excessive dramatization. It is the honesty that looks natural that makes the statement feel deeper. Many judge that this is one of the rare moments where an idol reveals a little bit of his personal side without a filter that is too strict. In the midst of the hustle and bustle of public reaction, various analyses emerged from entertainment observers. They try to dissect every word, every expression, even every pause in JUNGKOOK's statement. Some say that this is a form of courage. Some call it a smart communication strategy. But one thing that cannot be denied, the impact is huge. Speculations also popped up. Is this just a form of professional appreciation? Or is there another story that has not been revealed? These questions keep rolling, creating a seemingly endless wave of curiosity. Every piece of new information immediately becomes a discussion material. Every small detail is enlarged to become the main topic. On the other hand, there are also voices that try to calm the situation. They remind that not everything should be interpreted further than what is actually conveyed. That in a stressful world like the entertainment industry, admitting the greatness of others is a natural thing and even deserves to be appreciated. But of course, in the midst of peaking emotions, these voices are not always the most dominant. This phenomenon once again shows how big a JUNGKOOK's influence is. One sentence from it can move millions of people, spark global discussion, and even create a new narrative in the entertainment world. This is not only about what he says, but also about who he is and how his every action is always in the spotlight. Lisa didn't go unnoticed. Although it has not given a direct response, his name continues to be trending on various platforms. Many are waiting to see if he will respond, and if so, how he will convey it. This silence actually adds curiosity, making the public more focused on every possibility that exists. In a situation like this, the boundary between fact and interpretation becomes thinner. What is actually simple can become complex because of the many points of view that appear. But behind all that, there is one thing that remains clear. This moment has created a story that will be remembered for a long time. For some people, this is just an exaggerated, ordinary statement. But for others, this is a small piece of something bigger, something that may only be revealed over time. Whatever it is, what is certain is that the entertainment world is again showing how dynamic and full of surprises. And in the midst of all this commotion, JUNGKOOK remains himself, calm, mysterious, and full of surprises. He may not realize how much impact his words have, or maybe he is very aware of it. What is clear, this one moment has opened a new chapter in the narrative that has only been living in speculation. Will this continue to be something bigger, or will it just be one of the viral moments that slowly fades away? No one really knows. But one thing is for sure, when a JUNGKOOK speaks, the world is never really silent. The wave of reaction that continued to grow finally not only stopped in the fan realm, but began to seep into various international entertainment media that also highlighted the moment as one of the most shocking events in recent times. The names of JUNGKOOK and Lalisa Manobal continue to be side by side in the big titles, as if confirming that one short statement has succeeded in uniting two worlds that have been running in their respective tracks. Industry analysts are starting to bring up various old moments that may have been considered ordinary before, but now seem to have a different meaning. They connect small pieces of interaction that have happened in the past, trying to compose a larger narrative. Every look at the awards ceremony, every small gesture backstage, to every short comment that has ever been made, all of them are dissected with a new point of view. The world doesn't seem to want to miss a single detail. Interestingly, most of the fans are starting to be divided into several camps of thought. Some see this as proof that idols actually have a healthy professional relationship and support each other, something that is often covered by the image of competition between groups. They believe that what JUNGKOOK said is just a form of sincere honesty, a confession that should not need to be exaggerated negatively. But on the other hand, there are also those who feel that the statement is too open for industry standards that are known to be very protective of image. They questioned whether this would bring certain consequences, both for JUNGKOOK and Lisa. This concern is not without reason, considering how sensitive the relationship between fandoms is and how the smallest rumor can develop into something much bigger. Meanwhile, agencies from both sides still choose to remain silent. There was no clarification, no affirmation, only silence that actually made the atmosphere even more noisy. In the entertainment world, silence is often interpreted in various ways, and this time is no different. Some consider it as a strategy to calm the situation, but there are also those who see it as a sign that there is indeed something that is deliberately not wanted to be revealed to the public. In the midst of all this speculation, the public's attention also began to focus on how JUNGKOOK lived his days after that moment went viral. In some recent appearances, he looks still professional as usual, smiling in front of the camera and giving a performance that does not disappoint. But for some fans, there is something that feels different, an aura that is difficult to explain, as if there's a burden that he is now carrying. Is it just the feelings of the fans who are too lost in the situation? Or is there a small change that many people don't realize? These questions keep spinning without a definite answer, adding to the layer of mystery that has been there since the beginning. On the other hand, Lisa's figure is also the center of attention in a different way. Without the need to say anything, he actually showed a typical calmness. His activities continue as usual, his schedule remains full, and his presence in various events still radiates a strong charisma. But precisely because of that, the public is getting more curious. The silence he chose felt like an unspoken message. Some fans are starting to speculate that maybe the two have the same understanding of how to deal with this situation. That not everything has to be explained to the public, and sometimes letting time do the talking is the best option. But of course, this is just one of the many possibilities that are circulating. This phenomenon also reopens a long discussion about the boundaries between personal life and the public image of an idol.